Recording. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So there was 29 registered for this session. So I'm hoping that there's no one lost in the courtyard and going to join us afterwards. But it is recorded. We are recording now on the live stream as well. I just want to say that if to the people who are watching on the live stream, if you are in Sydney or Melbourne, because they might have been given that information as well, that there is another email coming your way for a Zoom session on Friday, which is the one Simon Scales is going to be at to do the CDW information streams as well. So I would urge you to check your emails very soon and join that session. And that goes for you guys as well, which I'll talk about in a second. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to VEED. Now, there's a master's student in here as well, so welcome as well. I'll talk to you afterwards for that session. First of all, acknowledgement of country. I pay my respects to the land that we're on, the Kaurna land that we're on. And there was a wonderful session you just come from with Uncle Mickey, which was very comical towards the end as well. So I really enjoyed that. But it's a tradition that lecturers, when they come into this lecture, we always pay our respects to the Kaurna people, pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Right, who are we? Hello, I am Jason. I'm the discipline lead in VEED. Now, that doesn't make me the boss or anything. It just means that it's my turn to do the paperwork every so often. So we share that role every 2 years where it goes around the team. So there will be, whilst you're here, there will be a different discipline lead during your time as well. So that's me. We have Shane Bevan, who is in the session upstairs. He's doing the creative arts game production courses as well. We have Katie Kavanagh, who's just walked in at the back there, so everyone wave to Katie. So Katie is one of your lecturers. We have Dr. Lauren Woolbright, who's here, who's another one of your lecturers, and Director of CDW, Simon Scales, is here as well. So welcome, okay? That's your entire team. Now there are abundance of other people that you will see as your time with VEED, and they are all down at CDW Studios. The instructors, that depend on which streams that you decide you're going on, and Simon will talk about that when you see the session on Friday, but also when you meet them in person next week when you start your studies, okay? Right, a bit of audience participation. First of all, I must apologize in advance. I have actually got a master's degree in graphic communications, and these are very generic slides, and I take no responsibility for the graphic design of these slides whatsoever, okay? So I apologize for that, but they do hold some really, really important information for you going forward. And this is that information session when I'm going to chuck loads of stuff at you about the support and the help you can get for the duration of your 3 years. But I would advise you to watch this back again at some point because I talk very fast and I've got lots to get through. So if you do miss something, do check back on the information, and the slides will be available to you as well, okay? So interaction, first of all. Where have you come from, right? So who's come straight from secondary school? Okay, there we go. That's half a TAFE. No TAFE students in here. Transfer from another degree. Okay, there's one, all right? You've been working. Okay, that's interesting. And what about the others? Others, shout some others. Where have you come from? Another degree, master's. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's great that you all come from different pathways to join this course, but ultimately you all come for a specific reason, and that reason may be very personal. It may be that you want to get employed, but it may be something you want to get to know people in creative arts, or you've got your own personal goals, and some of the kind of communication outside was along that lines of what you're actually here for. And Chris talked about this earlier, explore, discover your passions, make connections. It's really important that we make connections really early on. There's a lot of team projects and group work and collaborations, not just within our own discipline, but across disciplines as well. I would advise you to join as many clubs and societies as you possibly can. The hub will be buzzing with activity during the day and during the week, right? I don't know if you've got any really interesting hobbies and things. I've got some bizarre ones. play drums a lot. I'm in a show in Gluttony all week, if anyone wants to come and see it, right? So yeah, we've all got our own little hobbies. I would imagine...
Hey, Jason, I just thought you said, I take drugs a lot. He said, I play drums a lot.
Drums. Okay. No, don't do that.
What did you just say?
Don't do that. So, right, experiences, interactions. So you will experience face-to-face lectures like this, right? There are times when you will see me. Now, in fact, you don't see me very often in the first semester. I'm not in one of your core topics until second semester. So this, I'll probably say hello, and then you'll go, who's that strange Welsh guy who talked to us on the first day? And then you'll see me again in the second semester. So you have face-to-face lectures in places like this at Bedford Park. Now, you may think there's not many of you here, right? And that's because for the first time ever, we have two campuses, right? We have Bedford Park campus, which is here. We have City campus, which is right next to the railway station in the centre of Adelaide. And then we have CDW Studios, which is in the Maya Centre as well. So you have three different locations that you potentially could be at. Now, you've all signed up for the Bedford Park version of that course. Which is here and at CDW. So there is I don't know if any of you have experienced the train between the city and here. There is a train station down the road, which is, I've got a loop bus that comes all around the campuses and takes you to the train station. And it's 22 minutes between this campus and the other campus on the train. I've timed it myself. And then you get off the train, and then right next to the Flinders building on the railway station, and it is an 8-minute walk, we timed that as well, from the railway station to the Maya Centre at CDW Studios. So there's times when you'll be in the city, and there's times when you'll be here. There's times when I'm hoping you're going to be like this in a lecture room. There's times when you may be online for various different reasons. We have instructors that are not in Adelaide, right? Some are in Los Angeles or anywhere in the world. Where else have we got instructors? Sydney, China, yeah, okay. So you'll experience some stuff online, and sometimes those people who are online will be at different times because they work during the day and they need to do a class during the evenings and things. So you'll have classes in the evenings, you'll have classes in the day, lectures. So it's really important to understand all the kind of activities that you're going to be doing for the 3 years. So online lectures, this is what I would consider to be a lecture, where I'm standing up talking to you in a room and you're all just listening. But seminars would be much more interactive, maybe group sessions, and you will get to see professional staff, meaning people who are technicians and support staff, academic staff, and instructors, and obviously you as well, and your peers. So there's lots of people. Now, hopefully this will work. There are three things that you can get to, which talk about course structure, and we will definitely go through this in more depth on Friday. The three places I would urge you to have a look at. First of all, who's been on to these three places? Who's been to handbook.flinders? Okay, a few people. That's good. Right, you're already ahead of the game. So handbook at Flinders, if you click it, I'm hoping it will magically, yes it will. Great. It will open up the handbook, and then if you type in on here visual effects, you will see that it comes up and it says courses, and then will hopefully be, there we go, a number of courses that are available for visual effects. You are all either on the Bachelor of Creative Arts, Visual Effects and Entertainment course, which is the 3-year version, or there's the 4-year version if you already sign up for honours. If you sign up for the 3-year version and you want to continue on honours, you have to apply for the 1-year version of honours at the end. So some of you are on 2 different courses. There's all these other courses, and you're going, what's all those? Well, we do have postgraduate courses in visual effects. We have grad certs in 3D assets. We have a new one in animation. We have a new one in 3D assets, animation, and what's the third one? It's there somewhere. Lighting. Okay. Lighting and environments. There we go. That's the third. And we also have a master's course as a master's student in the back there in virtual production as well, which you can go at. So this is your handbook, and if you click on the course, which is going to be this one, it will show you an overview of the learning outcomes. And if you scroll down to these 3 tabs, it will give you a real overview of the topics that you're signed up for. Okay. So there's things that are core topics and things that you have to actually sign up for, which I'll get to in a second. So that's the the Flinders version, okay? And if you want to know what specific topics are, so if you click on Career 1001, it gives you an overview of that topic, and it tells you who is the topic coordinator. If you click on this button, and that is a topic coordinator, Dr. Nick Prescott is the topic coordinator for that topic, right? So all that information is on handbook.flinders. When you click on this one, which is a far more organized and visual website, which is Simon's. I don't know if you want to just talk to this one, Simon. Do you
Sure.
put you on the spot?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, good.
I'll click on the buttons and you go. Yeah, I got that. Anyway.
So basically through the CW Studios website, you can kind of work out how stuff works between Flinders website and CW website. They're all the same. They kind of all say the same information, just in a slightly different way. So if you basically click on the little 3 arrows on the side, you can come to the website and you can see study 2D, 3D, animation, and VFX. Now, at the start of the course, you won't be choosing that straight away. So don't worry about that just yet, okay? You're all going to kind of be in the same stuff somewhat. But let's just say we click on Study 2D, and then you scroll down a little bit, right, and you'll see the topic guides. So if you click on a topic guide, you'll be able to then see that here's kind of the numbers and the codes that match up to the Flinders Handbook. So on the Flinders Handbook, it's a little bit hard to see sometimes the classes that you're going to do. So for example, like, character design, digital painting, and all those sorts of things. But when you go to the CDW Studios website, you can just see that a bit easier, right? And you can kind of plan what it is that you want to do. That's how you can navigate through there. Now, like I said, you guys were all in your boot camp. You're just all doing the same thing at the start. In second semester, you will choose the stream that you want to do. And we'll talk a bit more about this on Friday and stuff. And then in 1402, that's kind of your first one at the moment where you can choose a cool class in terms of you can just choose what you want to do. So there's character design, digital painting, 3D modeling, 3D animation, and matte painting. So you can choose one of those. So yeah, you can go on the CW Studios website and just see how that kind of works. So yeah, I think we'll like Jason and I both said, we'll go over more into the details on Friday, right? In that session, it'll be a longer session. We'll go over like exactly what you're going to do, where you need to be, all that stuff. But for now, that's kind of, you can just check that out and see where that goes.
Thank you. Right, let's go back to the really well-designed PowerPoint. Okay, right, course pages as well. If you do want to look at the Flinders website as well, there are course pages, and it goes to the Bachelor of Creative Arts, Visual Effects. I've just gone to the main one, right? Accept all cookies. Okay, I'll do that. And it gives you an overview of the course, which I'm sure you've all been to because you've all signed up for it, and you're all starting it. So I'm guessing you went there at some point, right? But if you are interested in seeing that, then that's on there as well for you to have a look at. But like I said, I would urge you, probably the best kind of visual one for you is the CDW kind of, because it's nicely laid out for you to see the pathways on that course. Now, we talked about streams, okay? So there are streams, right? And if I just turn this down a second. So some of you will have come to this course knowing you're a 2D artist, and some of you will be a 3D artist. We've seen a lot of portfolios. We're still seeing some portfolios coming in as well. So it's portfolio entry. You sent your portfolio in. We've gone, yeah, that's brilliant. Come on the course, okay? And some of you have got portfolios that's got imagery very similar to a pathway, but that doesn't mean you're already on that pathway, okay? But there are 4 different streams, and within those streams as well, there's lots of different classes as well. So it's not just 4 streams, it's actually probably 24 streams, depending on your navigation through. So there's 2D pathways. There is the 3D pathway, which is the kind of the modeling side, which is different to the animation, okay? And these are just some examples of instructor videos that are demonstrating you working through the class, but also student work as well. So some of it is the stuff you will work through in class, and some of it is literally you go instructor demo, and then you'll see some student work as well. So just go through the streams as well. You've seen it on the website. It is a 2D stream, a 3D stream, animation stream has been building over the last couple of years as well. So we have some amazing animators currently on our 3rd year and 2nd year that have come through, and some really, really cool stuff. And one of the streams that it's personal to me as well because it's my area is the VFX stream. I'm trying to push this because there's some really cool compositors now on the course. There's some trackers. We've got amazing motion capture facilities on this campus. Got 2 of those. Got a massive LED studio that works with Unreal Engine and display and all sorts of stuff, right? So some really cool stuff in that respect as well. So you may know what you're going, you may not know. You may sign up for 2D and then 6 weeks down the line you think, no, I'm really into animation, right? And so yeah, just be aware with that. Right, enroll and register.
Just on that, like we'll help guide you through that process. So don't be sitting there going like, oh my God, I don't know which one. We'll, like throughout the course, we're going to give you all the information. Every week you're going to get like someone showing you information from a different pathway and different area, and we'll educate you guys on that decision that you're going to kind of make in second semester, okay?
Cool. Right, who's already ahead of the game and enrolled in all their topics already? Wow, okay. So
good job.
That's great. However, we also want to just make sure you're enrolled in the right topics as well. So that we will talk to you more about that on Friday as well, just to make sure that you're choosing the right one, because you do have a choice in some respects in some topics. Again, we'll go into that in more depth. If you haven't, now this is one thing that is really good on the Flinders website. The orientation pages have actually stepped this out really, really well. And in the slides, you can see log into the student system and go to my enrollments tab and follow that guide. And it's really well explained on the website. And with the amount of hands up, it's obviously worked. So that's a big tick. There is also a video.
Hi, my name is Bianca.
Bianca.
Today I'm going to talk to you about enrolling in topics.
His slide as
the
well.
enrollment process varies
Bianca
from course.
We'll tell you all about it as well, okay? So who's watched Bianca? Okay, 1, 2 people watched, 3 people have watched Bianca. Well done. That's amazing. So yeah, if you don't want to read the website, Bianca will tell you how to enroll in your topics as well, all right? So she's very nice. Thank you, Bianca.
To course.
Well, I'm not going to play through that video
Some course.
in its entirety. Right, okay, this week is, this is what you're doing this week. Get your essentials sorted. And I've got a plethora of slides now to just make sure that you've done this and you've done this and you've done this ahead of next week, okay? The idea is that when you turn up next week, you should know where you're going and the timetable that you're going to, the rooms, so get to know the area. Have you got anything on after this session other than mingle? No, cool. So I would suggest you do that. Wander around the campus, go to the humanities courtyard. There'll be loads of stuff going on. I think there's free pizza and all sorts of stuff, right? So join the clubs, go and get, I bought a new Flinders t-shirt this week, because there was a shop in the hub. So there's lots of things to do. But one of the main things we want you to do is set up your Eduroam. You've all got your phones. And you need to set up your fan and on your Flinders password and all that kind of stuff, right? Again, who's done that already? Okay, not so many hands this time, but yeah. So setting up your network, we do Eduroam is the education roaming email network thing that happens in all universities. It's all across the world, in fact. And so if you sign up now and you go and sit in a cafe in the centre of town, you'll probably connect to UniSA's Eduroam as well, right? So it does work in all universities. That's the point of it. It's supposed to be roaming. You can access things wherever you are, okay? So if you set that up on your phones, for more information, you go to students.flinders, Wi-Fi, it tells you how to do it, okay? So if you haven't done it, then just go to that website and it will tell you how to do it. This is what I was telling you about, the step-by-step thing, the new student section, and how to enroll and register is really good. And if you want to follow the steps, you can do that to sign up for your topics if you have not done so already. If you are stuck, flinders.edu, ask Flinders Connect, phone the number, they will help you as well, okay? ID cards, I have my ID card. Who's got their ID card? Okay. You've got lots to do today. It's good, right? So get your ID card sorted. Request your ID card by selecting Order My Card, or go to student.flinders.edu.au/compass, right? To get your ID card. I believe if you're really stuck, you can go into the library, there's a place called Connect. and you can wander in there and just ask someone, or ask anyone who's got a yellow t-shirt on. Okay, there are loads of them around. If you're looking lost on campus or you're stuck, there's yellow t-shirt people, right, who will help you out along the way.
Yeah, it says Flinders Connect on the outside, and it's underneath the library.
Yeah.
So library is on the top floor, and then right underneath is Flinders Connect.
Right, so the first few weeks, this week, get to know everyone, chat, have a coffee, go and join a club, sign up, get your ID card, find your timetable, do all those the things to get yourself ready in the place for starting next week. Attend orientation sessions, right? Make sure I have the ID, check enrollment. This is what you're doing this week. Make sure I have requested after hours access, right? We kind of do that for you on the cards that you have access to rooms and things after hours. Now, Bedford Park is 24/7, right? You can access rooms after hours, the computer rooms especially, whenever you like. However, there is security on campus as well to make sure you're safe, and that the door is locked and things like that. And they don't like people rocking up at 2:00 in the morning either. So if you want to work late into the night, you can. But we don't expect it, obviously. But if you don't have a computer at the moment and you want to use the labs here, you can use our labs. At the different campuses, what's the hours? CDW hours is 9?
Yeah, basically 9 a.m. till 9 p.m.
And New City campus is till 10 p.m. Right, so you can access these spaces. So there are study spaces for you to go at all three campuses, if you so wish. Here in the main of the study areas are in the hub. In New City campus, they're on all floors, they're everywhere. And at CDW, you have nice study spaces there as well. Get familiar with Flow. Now, just to confuse things, right? We had a thing called Flow, which was based on Moodle, and then they changed it to Canvas and got rid of Moodle, and then they renamed it Flow. Okay, so we're now back to Flow. So I've been changing all my PowerPoints to say the word Canvas, and now I've changed it all back again to Flow as well, just to make it really. So Flinders Learning Online is what Flow stands for. So if you want to know what that, everyone says Flow, we're referring to the online platform where you get your topics, right? And again, I'll show you where that is in a second.
But if someone says Canvas, it's the same thing.
Yes. And so, yeah, we use Canvas platform, so you might hear Flow or Canvas. They mean the same thing, right? And to get there, you go to flow.flinders.edu.au. I will actually go there, because that hyperlink's not working. So I'm going to just go there and go here. So if I type in the word Flow, and if you type in the word Canvas as well, that'll work. flinders.edu.au. There we go. And it doesn't do that.
Try Canvas.
Yeah. Let's try it again.
I know that Canvas.
Oh, okay, right. This is cool, right? So when you get to this thing, this is security for you, which is good. And when you do this, there's steps to this. When you get your fan, you have to type in your fan, right? And so follow those steps to get your fan, and then you type in your password. And hopefully, I've not got my password showing to you. There we go. And this comes up and it says enter a code or verify, Okta Verify, and this is where you get your phone out. And again, this is all explained online for you in the steps, and you get your notification and it sends a thing to my phone, and eventually, hopefully, it will log on.
It's usually really quick.
Wave my wand. Yes, it's me. There we go. Just do jazz hands. There, perfect. Right, okay. Right, now I'm in. So now I can actually do that thing. I'm going to type in canvas.flinders. Right, there we go. Right, so I've obviously signed up.
It was there on Okta, just so you know.
Yeah,
if you're on Okta, it's one of the apps.
Yeah, you probably were going to walk out of this room going, Okta Flow, Canvas, explode, right? Yeah, so there's all these anagrams and things you get to know. Right, this is what's called Flow or Canvas, and it's where you get your topics, right? So your topics are the things you're studying. Now you will have 4 topics this semester to start with, right? So some of you may sign up for 3 because you may have appropriate prior learning, or you may have come transferred in and you've got you've got credits for certain topics. But if you're a new student, you generally will have 4 topics per semester, and you can see this is my flow, so I've got more than 4 because I'm teaching across multiple topics, right? Sometimes they're color-coded, sometimes they're not, and I like to color-code things myself. Yellow's first year, green second year, blue is third year, red is masters, right? But that's my personal referencing, right? So it depends on who your topic coordinator is, how they've set that up. But if you're on my topics and it's yellow, it's first year, okay? And when you go into your topics, you click on it and it will go in and it'll be a welcome message and it'll have your modules and things. Again, we will go through this in your first class just to make sure you're all up to speed on it. You will click on the assignments tab and find out what assignments you've got and the dates. Every time an instructor will post something in there, they will post them here. So I'm going to click on Simon's one because I know it's populated, right? And this is Simon's week by week, what you're going to be doing in his topics, and it's all there ready to go, okay? So this is where everything you need for your topics are all stored and saved, and it's where you'll engage with your class, okay? Chucking far too much information at you today, so I'm not going through that today, right? I just want to point you in the right direction of where it is, so you know it's there. If for any reason you get to flow and it's empty, it means you haven't enrolled in a topic, right? And so you go back to that stage of enrolling, and then they will magically appear in there for you, okay? If in doubt, ask Flinders is a good help desk. Ask us, ask Yellow T-shirt people, where they will help you, okay? Anyone, if you're stuck and it's blank, you don't know what's going on, just ask one of us. We're all here to help in this first few weeks, okay? Right, sorry, back to my PowerPoint. Forgotten where I was. Around here somewhere, I think. No, I did that. There we go. I was here. So that's this week. So next week, right? Week 1, you're attending your first class. Check where seminars begin. Organize your access plan. Some of you have access plans set up, which we will get informed of. So if you need extra help or advice, and I'll show you some of those websites and things you can get extra help and advice. Get to know your topic schedules and assessments. They're all on Canvas or on Flow. What you're going to be handing in at what date is all explained and on there for you. Get into the habit of checking my university email regularly, right? Okay, we will email you a lot, right? If you set up forwarding, if you've got a Gmail that you check all the time and it's on your phone, you can set up forwarding to your Flinders email to go to your phone as well, right? I would, sometimes you don't want emails going to your phone because it'll just go off all the time, right? And you may want to shut off from work, but I would just advise you to check it often, right? We do send out reminders and stuff. Jasmine at CDW is brilliant for sending like weekly updates and things about what's going on, so you're informed. But again, just if you're not sure of anything, just send one of us an email. We'll all be able to help you out, okay? Get familiar with the university campus. You've chosen to be at this campus. Get to know this campus. Get to know the hub. There are rooms here. This is one of them you'll be in. There's another lecture room upstairs, this is North 2. North 1 is upstairs. Humanities Courtyard is where the Welcome to Country was, is where 2 of your computer labs are. H130 and H104 is located in that courtyard. So we're pretty much located here. However, just to confuse you, we have a workshop room up at engineering, which is right at the other side of the campus, right past the lake up a hill. If you want to get fit, then that's a good place to study, right? Because it is a walk around the lake and you need to get your steps in. I regularly get my steps in from walking up the hill. So get to know this campus, get to know the New City campus, get to know CDW, right? So know where you're going and know how to get from one location to the next, right? Attend Connect Week events. There's loads of things going on, loads and loads of things going on, right? So there'll be stuff going on for this week and next week and the week after, right? This is a good thing to download for your phone, Lost on Campus, right? Because this is what happens in week 1, right? A lot. This is what we see all the time, right? People just wandering around looking for doors. So Lost on Campus is a good app for you to download, and says what it does, right? If you're lost, you can type in where it is and it'll give you maps and directions so you can get there, which is kind of cool. So right, you've started class, you've got your app, you know where you're going, you've got your timetable in week 2. So in week 1, not all classes will be running, right? So there'll be times when we don't run workshops before we've started, if you know what I mean. So check on Flow. It will tell you on Flow, on Canvas, whether there's a workshop this week or not. So in week 2, you may have more classes to go to, right? Katie.
I strongly recommend checking Kriya 1001 with Nick Prescott. That often doesn't run in week 1. And so you just go onto Flow, go to the home page, check out on your timetable, because there's nothing worse than showing up week 1, struggling to find a room and then finding it empty. So just really double check. I think most of your things are running, but just double check that one.
So just for anyone who's online, just to reiterate what Katie's saying, to double check on Flow whether things are running. There's career topics, 1001, and comms topics that we don't know whether they're running in weeks 1 or 2. So just check online. And if you see the topic coordinator, go to the handbook to find out who the topic coordinator is, or on Flow, and you can email them directly. It's my class running this week, if you can't actually find that, okay? Right. I can't remember what it was. So there we go. Second one. Check out the library and other services. This is a wonderful campus. I love this campus. It's got a massive lake. It's got the hub is amazing, and the library is fantastic, right? And it's got, believe it or not, it's got loads of creative art books, right? And I use it constantly for my own study as well, right? So get to know that resource. There's the DVDs and that sounds really old, doesn't it? DVDs, right? DVDs, Blu-rays, but there is DVDs and Blu-rays which you can book out and use. You can get wonderful the art of the illusion of art, or the art of illusion. I can't remember what. The amazing matte painting book is in there. Motion design is in there. It's fantastic books. If you've ever been to Katie's office, or if you Katie's not yet. But, Katie loves books, right? So
Big books.
Yeah, she always have stuff out of the library. So I would go and have a look at it. It's a wonderful resource. If you're in the city a lot, and you're at CDW, you can actually request your books to be sent to the city campus, because there's a library there as well. So you don't have to get on the train back to get your books out if you so wish. And I know Simon puts lots of books on the shelves in CDW as well, for you to purchase, I believe, as well, if you want. Yep. Yeah, okay.
There are a lot of books accessible online as well, so if you want to search for something, it'll tell you whether it's there in physical copy or if you can just read it online, which is lovely. I download a lot of books from the library.
Cool. So be familiar with word processing programs and other software for my studies. Now, we don't, I'm going to say a sweeping statement in here. We don't ask you to do lots of writing other than reporting on what you're doing, right? Because you're creative arts students, you're doing visual effects, entertainment design, you're doing lots of drawing, making, modeling, animating, and we do like you to keep production journals and show us the steps of what you've been doing. But there are obviously programs like PowerPoint, love it or hate it, right? You will be doing presentations and you will be doing reports and things like that. So there are things like PowerPoint. If you're in a Mac, you want to use Keynote, word processing, Pages, Word, all that is available to you. You all have Office accounts, so office.com. You will have a Flinders account now. So when you log on to office.com, you get online space from a OneDrive as well, which is terabytes worth of space. So you've got access to all that software. So just check out what you've actually got access to. Unfortunately, we don't give away software to you other than Office, but you do have access to all the software here, right? So the computer labs are stacked with stuff, but most of them, apart from Adobe, you can get student licenses for. Now you've got that .edu.au email, okay? You can get Maya for free, Blender's free, you can get an Unreal Epic Games account, you can get loads of stuff now because you've got that card, and it just opens the door to lots of cool stuff. Is that right?
And if your machine can't run those things, the labs do.
Yes, that's right. And we do have, we've got 2 computer labs here. Another one in the city, they are teaching labs, so you can't just rock up and go in them to use them. But if you know the timetable of the room, you can certainly work around that. How am I looking for time? Running out of time. Fast. I know. Go on. Yeah. So week 3, start work on your first assignments. We don't give you. We do give you weekly tasks to do, and you'll have homework of instructors, right? So you'll get something to do, and they'll expect it to do it for next week. The reason that you should do it week because you should engage with your instructors and get feedback a lot, right? If you don't, you don't have to, but we really advise it to get feedback on a weekly basis. Get used to showing your work and getting criticised on your work in a positive way. Don't think we're going to just beat you every week, right? We want you to be the best at why you're here. We want you to be the very best at what you're doing, right? So we want to give you really constructive feedback, and then you're going to get better and better and better and better each week, right? So yeah, you won't have an assessment until the first one's about weeks 4 or 5, I think, is an actual hand-in for the first checkpoint. It's week 4, isn't it? Checkpoint 1, I think. Yeah. So you have a checkpoint where you do actually hand stuff in, and then you get a grade as well as a feedback as well. So you get feedback each week. You get a grade from the assignment drop boxes, we call them. Again, we will talk about that in more depth when the time comes. Don't panic about assessments yet. We only just started. If you can't make it to class now, we went through a period of time when we were all here, and then COVID hit, and then we weren't here, and then we went back to kind of being here, and then we weren't here again, and then we went. So we're now at a stage where we'd like you to be here, right? You've signed up to come to university, experience university when you can. So yeah, come to classes, turn up, show up. If for any reason you can't make it, or if you sign specifically onto the online only class, if there is one, then you're obviously online. But in general, we would like you to come to class, right? I think that's the now rule. There are deviations of that, right? So there are some classes are online only. There are some lectures that are online only as well, and that's purely because they've clashed with something else, or we're not available, or you're not, and the logistics of you actually sitting in this room is not going to work. For example, you may have a class with Simon in the city, and then a lecture straight after it here, right? And you go, well, that's not going to work, so that lecture is going to be online, right? So there are differences, and there are some nuances and things like that. But in general, we want to see your face, and we want to talk to you and get to know you and work with you, right? Rather than just being online. I think Simon told this story last week, or to the second years. He said, there are some students, because of that period of time we went through, we saw them for the first time in person at the end of your show, right? And just people coming up to us like they know us, and going, who are you again? It's like, because
I've only seen a nameplate with initials.
We've just seen them as an avatar on a screen, okay? So yeah, and this is live streamed to Sydney and Melbourne, right, as well. So I will undoubtedly not see them. Simon will be there every week. I'll hopefully get to know them at some point. But in general, show up is what my moral of that story is. Explore the Finding Your Way. I talked about that already. Finding Your Way at Flinders Flow page. That's that app thing. Right, I'm going to rush through this kind of stuff because we can talk about this. So week 4, Success Week events. Okay, there are still things going on in week 4. Get familiar with university policies, dates, because this is the time you have a deadline, assessment deadline, right? So week 4 is the time we're going to hand stuff in. So get to know that exists. It should be online. Help is available for everything. Again, just going to say yellow t-shirts, right? I've added this in. This is some of the help you can get. Now we have a place called Counselling Disability Services, which is that's based here, but it's also I've got another slide to show at the City campus. There are stuff online you can access, and here again these slides will be available to you. You can get all this information. Counselling at Flinders, disability at flinders.edu. There's phone lines you can contact for support. Okay, doctors and nurses, medical centre. I've never been there myself. Have you? Anyone been there to the medical centre? Katie's been there. It's over near the sports centre, I believe. Is that right? Yeah.
Yep, and it's full built, which is rare nowadays.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's fantastic.
So there's on-site at Bedford Park, or online or at City campus. There's a place called Oasis. I embarrassingly, I have to admit, I've only been in Oasis the first time yesterday when I did a master's orientation session, but it is a student wellbeing centre. It is based, you see the coffee shop on the other side of the courtyard outside, that it is next to the car park, right? Car park number 5, which is the multi-story car park over that side. So it's literally, look towards the coffee shop, and there's a building called Oasis. It's signposted as well. They have community groups, mental fitness, yoga, forest walks, right? Go and check that out. There will be people promoting this in the hub as well today, so if you want to go and have a look at that. This is some of the classes that are currently advertised at Oasis as well. We do have a lot of students that need, I've got access plans and things like that, and so there's things like ADHD support groups and things that you could sign up for as well. And it is a great facility to engage with. So if this applies to you, then go and check that out as well. I thought a video was going to play then, but no, it's maybe on the next one. There is a community market on Thursdays. I mean, again, it's just bizarre promotions in my PowerPoints, right, of things. But there is a community market in Oasis Common Room at 11 till 1. Free and cheap food, okay? Here we go, here's a video, if it plays.
Hi, I'm Mel. Let's come learn more about Oasis. Come with me. Welcome to Oasis.
So this is the lounge area here, Flinders Mates and conversation groups meet up. You can find more about this on the website. Conversation groups are a great way to meet friends and make new ones.
This is the kitchen, and you can use the facilities to do things such as heating up your lunch.
Or fill up your water bottles.
This is our common area. This is an available space for our staff, students and clubs to book.
This is also where you'll find mindful yoga, meditation, the Flinders Community Market and Friday Prayer.
So in addition to all the wonderful resources we have here at the Oasis Student Wellbeing Centre, we also have a flow topic online where we keep track of all the different programs, services and resources that have a wellbeing focus here at Flinders.
The community market is a place to grab cheap food items. Some of it's even free. We have free bread, fruit and vegetables, and low-cost pantry items that come in at the price supermarkets get them in for, or even cheaper. This is run by the help of students and volunteers every Thursday from 11 till 1. We'd love to see you along, even if it's to grab the odd potato or onion.
Hi there, welcome to the Oasis Chaplaincy team. We run a bunch of different programs.
So if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or distressed,
you are always welcome here.
Oasis has dedicated male and female prayer rooms. If you'd like to access, please just email us.
A Good Vibes Experiment is a student-led, student-designed mental health campaign that's been running here at Flinders since 2021. You can access now an activity book in which you will learn 20 wellbeing tactics that you can utilise to improve your mental health, wellbeing and resilience.
We invite you to come down here to Oasis and have a chat with us about the Good Vibes Experiment. You can grab one of these activity books, and also please keep an eye out for our events during the year where you can pick up some Good Vibes Experiment merchandise, including some pins, t-shirts and other merch.
Medibank is here on Tuesdays and Thursdays to support international students.
Hello everyone, so we are some of the wellbeing ambassadors here at Oasis. So if you are interested in wellbeing, mental health, or making friends with people from different culture background, please connect with us through our event or our social media.
So whilst Oasis is a community-based service, if you're after individual support, remember that at Flinders we have health, counselling and disability services.
Oasis is a drop-in centre and a space for all students to use and is a home away from home.
Come on down, everyone's welcome.
All right, here we go. So that was given to me to put into the slide, so just so you know where it is, because a lot of people don't know that exists, right? And I think it's really really useful service for many things, right? So yeah, that's good. That's in there. We've got an international student, a couple in the room, I believe. ISS International Student Services. They were actually doing a presentation in here just before us for any support for international students, right? Again, there's a little QR code that you can scan on the slides if you so wish as well. And that was about that. Scholarships. You don't need to be a top-up performing student to apply for scholarships. You can visit students.flinders.edu.au/scholarships if that applies to you as well. Lots of information overload now. Now, safety. I mentioned earlier about security, right? So security are on campus, and they are especially after hours. So they're wandering around and just checking on you, right? So make sure you do have your card on you at all times, right? Because they'll want to know who you are if you're in a room in a computer lab, and just check it. They'll probably ask you to check whether you can get in or out, right? So that's one other thing they do as well. But they're here to keep you safe, right? More than anything. But if you do spot anything weird, well, for any reason, or you are feel unsafe for any reason as well, then just contact security. The phone number's there as well, and there's phones in every single room in the labs as well. There's got a hotline to security as well, so you can just click on the phone button to contact them as well. If you don't know where security are on this campus in particular, if you go down the multicoloured stairs, if anyone's ever wandered down on the way to the hub, they are literally just, if you look to your right when you're wandering down the stairs, the security is there. They're in a hatch on the wall, and you can just go and ask them. So if you forget your card for any reason, can't get in the lab, you can just go there and ask someone for help, okay? Now, security at the Maya Centre is slightly different, and security at City Campus, again, is slightly different, which we'll talk about on Friday, I would imagine, yeah? Right, I'm almost there, I promise, right? So what's going on in Connect Week? Welcome, quiz nights, comedy shows, fair, picnics. There's loads of stuff going on, I mentioned earlier. Just have fun this week, right? Yeah, do all those things I've asked, but also have fun orientation. The orientation website has got all the information you need for you to go and join clubs and stuff. But hopefully when you leave here now, that you will notice lots of activity going on outside, hopefully, if we've done this correctly. Semester key dates. This is week 0. February the 26th semester starts, and then you have Connect Week and so on. They've named the weeks all the way through to... Now, this is a really important time. Last day to withdraw without failure. Okay, the census date, this is when we like you to lock in what you're actually doing. And so that census date, if you're enrolled on topics and you think, oh, no, actually, I chose the wrong one, I want to do this instead. Now, that doesn't really apply to you in semester 1 unless you're doing not the normal kind of route, because you've got your core topics in semester 1. But when it's choices and things along the way, we have a thing called census dates, which means you've got to make sure that you change topic by that date, right? Otherwise, last day to withdraw without failure is, once you've enrolled in a topic and you pass that census date, then it's a bit more difficult to do that. So these are key dates in the semester for you to have a look at. Visit Canvas, I've done that. Follow our socials, Ask Flinders on Facebook. It's Hey Flinders Instagram. There's all on students.flinders.edu.
The Bachelor of Creative Arts, Visual Effects and Entertainment Design is a 3-year course offered in conjunction with Flinders University and CW Studios. It gives students a really unique opportunity to study with industry-leading professionals in every class. We really focus on offering the practical components of learning art, design, 3D modelling, 3D animation, and really pushing their work to become industry-ready by the time they finish the course.
I came across CW through high school. Ever since that day, I was like, that's what I wanted to do. I'm coming here for uni. That's it, nothing else. It's everything that I've always been wanting to be engaged with. There's all this kind of art and design and film production, game production, and it's all that industry stuff that I've always wanted to know about.
After the first semester finished, I was mind blown by how much work I had done and how much I had achieved. It has been so helpful. Like, I found myself improving so much, so quickly.
There's this good vibe of creativity, and it's just fun to bounce ideas off others who have a really similar interests. Like, everyone here is interested in games or sci-fi, so it's sort of like a mecca for anyone who is interested in that kind of stuff.
We really want to have students learning from the best artists they can, from people that are currently in the industry. And I think that breaks down a lot of those barriers. It breaks down a lot of the mystery of how people do this.
I think the reason I like teaching is because it was very frustrating for me growing up. I remember being a student, and it was difficult to get someone to teach me how to do the things I wanted, which was to draw fantasy art. I want other people to be able to do that, basically, because I think the more art is out there, the better art is out there, the better the world will be.
There is nothing in our environment made by people that wasn't drawn at one point or another. That actually drawing is the fundament of civilization. Being able to do that is kind of means that you touch and you use one of the magics that makes everything work. CDW is different because it is determined to give you a good folio. That's the most important thing when you're doing a course like this, is can you do what's required of you? And that's what an art director will be looking for. That's what freelance clients will be looking for, is you know how to answer the brief, here's the work.
I started off focusing heavily on 2D. So I wanted to be a character designer, and now that I'm in second year, I've realized that I no longer want to work on 2D. I've actually changed streams to be a 3D artist, and I'm really following the whole creature design, modeling, and I want to get into games and film. I honestly cannot explain how excited I am to continue working on this and develop my skills further in the field.
I am a lead character artist working in the game and film industry. I have a huge passion for essentially rubber monsters. I was born in the 80s and raised on a steady diet of horror movies and comics. So I want to show you guys how I designed monsters, characters, and creatures for games and films.
Hey, Jason,
We need to swap over, yeah?
yeah, we're swapping over.
Yeah, cool. So before you leave, because we've run out of time, so I've had to stop the video. Thank you. I've thrown a load of stuff at you, right? So this obviously is recorded. Yeah.
They were in the wrong session.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Phone in immediately.
Okay, cool. My train of thought's gone now, that's thrown me, right? Yeah, so this has been recorded for those who have missed it, right? So it is live streamed, so you can watch it back at your leisure, or just come to speak to us afterwards. Failing that, you can come to the repeat session on Friday, which is down at the New City campus, okay? So there is a session, do you know what time it is off the top of my head?
3,
top of my head, 3 o'clock?
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock at New City campus is literally me doing exactly the same at the different campus, right? So if you have missed it and you want to go through it again, come to that session. Apologies that you were in the wrong place. I don't know how that happened. I was following flags around the room, right? So yeah. On that note, that's exactly what I wanted to say. So you've all come to this campus because you've signed up for the Bedford Park version of the course. There is a New City campus version. So you students that want to study in CDW and the New City campus as well. And that's why there's not as many of you in the room as normal. We normally have over 120, something like that, something along those lines on the course, and there are that many people on the course. And it's pretty much split 50-50 between the two different campuses, right? So you've chosen this campus for a reason or not. You may or not have chosen it for a reason. You may have just chosen it and thinking there's only one, but actually there's two different campuses, right? So I'll leave that with you to think about why you've chosen that different campus. Katie's going to say something, yeah.
Sorry, there's 3 campuses, right?
Yeah,
You've got
sorry, yeah.
CDW, which is at the Meyer Center. You've got the Festival Plaza, which is right next to the train station. And then you've got Bedford Park, and you're going to be moving around between all of them.
Yeah.
But one of them is going to be your base campus, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes time to sign up for, say, your VEED 1003 Multimedia Center
Trying to run up with a
workshop, if you're at Bedford Park, your tutorials are going to be here. your second year tutorial for you.
Okay, I'm running.
Still doing stuff.
So for the recording.
Don't vote for Trump. Okay, so you're still going to be doing stuff kind of across these three campuses, but what you're choosing when you choose your campus is your base campus for the next 3 years. So you really need to look at where you live, what you're studying. If you're up here, you've got the Void, you've got access to the mocap suite. If you're doing VFX and film crossover, brilliant. We got a lot of stuff here. If you're an athlete, we got the gym, we have the mental health, we have the traditional campus here. Festival Plaza is kind of a skyscraper. It's modern, it has neon, you know, but it's less like a traditional campus though, right? Because it's just some floors and a skyscraper. But one of these is going to be your main home for 3 years for half your topic. So you really kind of have to look at your commute and look at your trajectory and look at your times and just ask yourself, which is the better home campus for me? They both really have strengths. This is entirely your choice, but just make sure you're in the right version for your home campus. Yep.
Just, it's really important we made emphasis that because I know some people have just clicked it thinking there's one course and there's actually two different versions of it. So just make sure you got that right. It's probably based on your location, where you live. There's many different reasons why you've clicked on that different link. Thank you, Katie. So there's that. So there is another talk on Friday, right? And I'm talking to mainly to the people who are watching this live stream. We've asked directly after that talk, on Friday, we're going to have a tour of CDW. So that involves all of you as well. So, but I'd like you to come slightly earlier, right? Because we're going to meet at the Festival Plaza campus, right? So I've organised that with Elijah, the orientation people. So we're going to do a talk. Don't come to the talk again, unless you want to, of course, because otherwise you just listen to me doing all the same stuff, right? Again, you can just watch back the recording. But come, 3:45, probably, something like that, and we'll all meet at the New City campus. I'll make sure Jasmine from CDW is there with the sign saying, hi, Beat students from, because I want to literally, I know it's going to be like sad people with one of those umbrellas, follow me things, but we do want to actually show how to get from Festival Plaza to the Maya Center and make that walk and things so you understand it. So there'll be lots of us on Friday, all right? There'll be a whole load of people wandering from one campus to the other. It will be chaos, right? Okay, so I'll make sure I wear my bright yellow t-shirt on Friday as well and make sure that all the team have got some sort of logo attached to themselves so we can all stay together. But if you do get lost, you're looking for the Maya Center. If you don't know where that is, just Google the Maya Center and you'll find it. There are 2 lifts in the Maya Center and one goes to the top floor to CDW and the other one doesn't, right? So the lift to your left is the one that goes up to CDW as well. So come to the Festival Plaza or the New City campus. I'm saying 3:45, but you can come there earlier than that if you want to have a wander around and have a look. I think there's a 3:20, have a look kind of session at there as well. But don't come to the talk, right? Unless you obviously missed the talk and then come to the talk, right? And then we will go from there to CDW. There are some really specific things that we're going to talk. Simon's got a PowerPoint as well, so we'll talk through that PowerPoint at some point during that session as well, either at CDW or Festival Plaza, depending on what time it is and whether we get kicked out of rooms and things. Okay, so we'll take it so I'll see you all. I'm going to hang around now because I'm sure there's lots of questions, and I'm not sure that is there another group coming in here, or is that? Not sure we're going to get kicked out or not, but yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, just a couple of things if we're not going to get kicked out. Well, firstly, you guys saw the video, but you've all made a really good choice. Okay, doing this degree, good job. All right, you're going to get access to world-class industry instructors. It's really cool watching that video. One, I was like cringing because it's super old, but two, pretty much everybody that was a student in that video all has full-time jobs. All right, so it's pretty cool. You're all in the right place. Okay, we did mention at the start about like Sydney and. We did look, we mentioned at the start about the Sydney and Melbourne campus. What is kind of cool is that the degree is exactly the same in Sydney and Melbourne. You could do 1 year in Adelaide, 1 year in Sydney, 1 year in Melbourne. if you want to. It's all exactly the same. So there's students that are enrolled in the Sydney and the Melbourne version, but you can just move around. And students are doing that already, which is super cool. You saw Brian Wynier on the video there. Each year we do some international masterclasses where we get guys from the states generally out to Adelaide to do a masterclass, and Brian's going to be coming out this year to do that. So you'll all get to see like Brian, he's one of the best like career design instructors in the world. So it's pretty cool. Also, it'll be really easy because your first class is with me at 9 o'clock on Monday morning. So you'll all have boot camp, 9 o'clock Monday morning with me, and we'll be able to go through all the stuff and you won't get lost and you'll work out what to do and all that sort of thing. So if you're sitting there going like, well, there's heaps of information and there's 3 campuses and Melbourne is sitting, what the hell is going on? Don't worry. Just, come to class, it'll all be explained. But also, like Jason said, we are definitely doing some stuff on Friday. So I would 110% recommend that you come on Friday, okay? Because we'll go over like what's in the streams, like what classes we expect you to be taking, how you should enroll in your topics. You might be in some of the wrong topics at the moment and we'll be like, you need to be in these ones. So we'll go over all of that stuff on Friday, right? So just make sure you're there at some point. Like Jason said, at the start, we're just gonna be doing this presentation again. But if it gets to like, by 3:30, we'll be starting to talk about, stuff that is appropriate for you guys, all right?
Let's say 3:30. 3:30 is a good time.
Yeah,
to
cool.
know.
All right. Yeah. And on the CW Studios website, we do have the Discord page, like the CW Studios Discord page. Is anyone on there at the moment on the Discord? Yeah, cool. So if you're not, go on the website. I think it's under like about or whatever. There's a link to the Discord and you can go on there and check all that out as well. The timetable as well. I will mention this. So because of the way that like CW Studios runs and we have industry people teaching classes, I literally confirmed all of the teachers yesterday, all right? So the timetable that is on the Flinders website at the moment won't be your final timetable because some of those times are gonna change, all right? So just over the next week, just keep checking back your timetable. It will change around a little bit, so just be aware of that. Katie.
Friday's a really good time for us to confirm, right? If we've all got you in the room and you're starting on Monday at 9 with Simon.
Yep. So Friday.
Really good
Come Friday. We'll let you know. All those times will be locked in by Friday. And we're sorry it gets so late. It's just like, if you want to have the best people teach you this hour, that's the balancing act, right? So we'll have those timetables sorted out really soon. I think that was all I kind of wanted to just mention quickly.
I think, we're just over time, and I don't know whether there's another slot coming in, but we should vacate the room. So I'm going to hang around outside in the courtyard where you saw the Welcome to Country. If you do want to come and ask us questions, Katie's there, Simon was around, Lauren's there. You may see Shane as well. If you went to the other session by mistake, you probably saw Shane. Just rest assured, the ones that did go to the wrong session, a lot of the generic stuff, there's lots of generic stuff, right? So you just missed the kind of CDW stuff at the beginning. But I would just advise come early on Friday and you'll hear it all again, okay? Are there any questions out loud that you just want to